How does we reconcile the perception that many of the world's religions seem to be serving divisive purposes rather than unifying people? The division comes if we put our ego into the teachings. They just want to tell people that their way is the only way. Their understanding is the only way and correct way. You can't avoid that. As long as people use their ego to interpret the great teachings of the great sages and saints, prophets, if you really like to understand what the prophets have said, probably you have to go where they are now. They're all in the heaven somewhere. Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Shankara, all the great teachers, those who gave us the different religions. See what they are doing. Are they fighting against each other there? They seem to be sitting comfortably and playing cards. Probably you may want to go and ask them to come down and tell people this is not what we preached. You are misinterpreting this. So they should come down and tell people, but they don't want to. Because they're scared. Once bitten, I don't want to get bitten again. We didn't send them to heaven easily. We killed them. Probably we didn't like what they said. So, there's no division among the prophets who gave us the religions. The divisions are created by the people who interpret. But of course, gradually people getting tired of that different interpretations, and they feel like coming together. And that is the reason nowadays interfaith services are becoming more and more popular. Even churches, rabbi goes, a Muslim person goes there, Hindu goes there, teach, say a prayer. Because the world is getting tired of these divisions. They're slowly coming together. And that is the way it is. You make mistakes, learn from the mistakes, and get the real point and come together. The divisions will be always there. We cannot have one and the same teaching. The expressions vary. Because variety is the spice of life. If I ask you, why do you all eat? You may have the same answer. We are hungry. To satisfy our hunger, we eat. If I turn around and ask them, then to satisfy your hunger, what will you eat? Would you come with the same answer? Taste differs. The Italian will say spaghetti, pizza. Indians would say idli, sambar, dosha, rava dosha. Chinese will say something different. And we eat all those different food. We don't eat the same food every day. So does that mean that the spaghetti people will kick out the the idli dosa people out of the country? Go to your idli dosa country, get visa to come back. We don't create the divisions. Dresses. We are all dressing for one purpose. But look at that. How many different ways. Dresses keep on changing. One day an inch down, another day inch up. Another day up, 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 up. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't criticize the other person for his way of dress. You like your way, he likes his way. You like your food, he likes his food. The same way teachings. Look at the Christians. How many divisions are there? I was told there are about 150 divisions. More, Mataji says. And they all read the same Bible. Imagine, read the same Bible, but 160 different churches. They worship the same Jesus. Why should that be? Because in the Bible, They understood one side, one section, which appreciated more. So that becomes the importance part of the Bible for them. The other person will relish the other part, and he preaches, this is what Bible said. And then a group of people follow him, and that becomes a separate church. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to learn to accept different ways. That is where, when we put our ego into this and that my way is the best way, my food is the best food, my dress is the best dress, my hairdo is the best do. All those who do it differently should go to hell. That means they are interpreting everything according to their ego. In fact, all the religions tell us not to get involved in egoistic matters. Clean up the ego. Patanjali very well talks about it. Ego should be crystal-like. Clean. If it becomes a crystal-like ego, whatever comes nearby, it gets the color. If you put a crystal and bring a rose, the crystal will be rosy. If you bring a blue flower, crystal will become blue. It doesn't become blue. It reflects the color. But at the same time, it keeps its own original purity. So that is what. But people have to learn that only by their mistakes, by their fighting. Ultimately, they realize that's not the way to bring peace and happiness. So it's coming slowly, slowly, slowly. But in one sense, if everything is peaceful, everybody accepts everyone, we're all happy together, but there's no fun in life. There should be some problem also. You can't watch a movie always loving, joyful, happy, happy, happy. No. There should be some fight, shooting, this and that. A villain comes. People like to see that movie. Action movie. So the world also is drama. The world creates different stages, different platforms. One of the saints said, Nadagame Ulagam. The whole world is a dramatic stage. And in drama, every kind of action is there. So, but how do we enjoy it without not getting involved in it? Just be a witness to that. Imagine a movie. In the movie, two fellows are kicking each other. What would you do sitting here? Will you kick your neighbor? Huh? No. You watch both. You are a witness. You don't become that part. The same way. We have to raise above all these things to an ultimate truth. And at the same time, play our part. The ultimate truth is, it's all God's way. Whatever happens is according to God's will. We all say, all the religions say that. And at the same time, we don't accept that. We have to accept what has happened. That way we can retain our peace. And then with the retention of your peace, you can play your part in life. Not that I say, accept it and don't do anything. You have to play your part. But you know that you are playing your part without becoming that part. Such a sort of double action. One ultimate truth, another one is the worldly truth. The scriptures say, Paramartika Sat, Laukika Sat. Sat means truth. Paramartika, the absolute. Laukika, worldly. So in a worldly sense, we are all different people with different names, different sex, different identities. But in a higher understanding, we are all one, same self. It's easily understood. We say that also daily life. Myself, yourself, himself, herself. Why her? The self into everything. Myself, yourself, himself, herself. What is the common in that? The self. Not only people. Box itself, microphone itself, light itself, the tree itself. Don't we say that? That means, knowingly or unknowingly, we seem to see everything as self. The second half is the better half. The first half is the identity part. So you have to remember both. Remember the second half and work with the first half. That is what religions teach us. But slowly coming along. The world is changing a lot. Some 30, 40, 50 years back, you wouldn't be seeing this kind of ecumenical services, interfaith services. What made us to do that now? Because we learned the lesson. Because all the religions say there's only one God. Are there too many gods? But the Hindus have thousands of gods. How could that be? One God appearing as many gods to suit our taste and temperament. Like one sugar made into many, many, many sweetmeats. The basic thing is the sugar. One wood made into many pieces of furnitures. So there's one common thing and one varieties. Our life is like that. It has to be accepted.